Trump has lost all credibility at this point. Hardly anyone in this country believes the assassination attempt on him at the White House Correspondents' Dinner was real. The majority of Americans polled believe it was staged. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I have to agree with everyone. This does not add up. This thing reeks to high heaven, and there's a number of reasons why. Now we have Todd Blanche saying there's disappearing bullets.
One officer fired their weapon 5 times. Was that the only officer who discharged a firearm?
I want to be very careful in answering that question because this is, when you do ballistics evidentiary collection and research, it is very complicated. So when you fire a bullet, the bullet ends up somewhere. Sometimes you find it, sometimes you don't. And so from that, with that qualifier, we believe right now that there was 5 shots fired from the same firearm.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes, but they're not even able to determine right now and tell us if the suspect actually fired off a shot. And then we have the Secret Service agents who are trained marksmen. Their job is to shoot a target to eliminate the threat that might be threatening the president's life, and they didn't hit their target once with 5 shots fired, and they shot one of their own? Possibly? I mean, that's what it looks like in the video, and they're saying that might be possible. So we have a missing bullet, and our Secret Service not able to do their job, and then you got people talking about all the lax security there.
I love that they have like 2 random chicks holding the front door open. Where's the guys? We're not even trying anymore. It's not even like, I just mean like they're not even like Secret Service people. It's like the girls who work here are holding the door. Even if it was the guys, it wouldn't even make it better. It's like she's fucking just like they might as well put a doorstop in. Like, they put up a doorstop and a scarecrow. Don't fuck with this guy.
We have this video recording of a witness explaining what Caroline Leavitt's husband had said to her, which is completely bizarre. And then the audio, once she's getting into it, cuts out on Fox. Is that just a coincidence?
I want to just quickly tell you, I was sitting next to Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary's husband. He was one of our guests. He was seated right next to me. And, right as the dinner was starting, the national anthem happened, and then he kind of leaned over and said, I watched you on TV, you do a great job. You need to be very safe. And he was just very serious when he said that to me. And he kind of looked around the room and he said, there are some...
Sounds like we lost Aisha's phone there. And this happens, by the way, especially when you have so many people attempting to utilize the same cell service at the same time.
I mean, on top of this, you have Caroline Leavitt herself saying shots would be fired that night. Now, we were assuming she meant comedy shots that might be poking and roasting Trump a little bit. We didn't think it would be actual shots, but is that what she was maybe referring to? Then we have Trump not seeming too concerned about what's going on, seeing the Secret Service rush in. Everyone else is concerned except him. And then we have them taking J.D. Vance away first before Trump. And then he falls to the ground and he's claiming that they pushed him to the ground or told him to get down. We're supposed to believe that? All right. So then they take him behind stage, and what does he do? In this photo with Stephen Miller and his wife fleeing the scene, he is back there peeking through the curtain, and we know that he was doing this. This photo clearly does not show him. It looks like it might be him, but he told 60 Minutes he was back there watching everything.
I wanted to see what was happening, and I wasn't making it that easy for him. I wanted to see what was going on.
Nearly the entire cabinet was in the room at the same time during a time of war with Iran when they're chanting death to America. You've got President Trump, J.D. Vance, and Mike Johnson all in the same room, and then they took them not to separate locations, but they all ended up back at the White House for a press conference where this narrative conveniently fit into what Trump wants, to his objectives of now we need the ballroom built. That has to be approved now. The judge has to throw out the case against it. And oh, we need FISA. We need to extend FISA to spy on Americans so we can prevent this. Oh, and we got to get DHS funded so we can have Homeland Security running perfectly to prevent these things. Everything that was on hold because they couldn't come to agreements with Democrats, this gave Trump the perfect excuse to try and push it all through. And guess what? Almost all of it was done today except for the ballroom. This had to be one of two things. Either the Secret Service completely failed on this entire event and keeping it secure, or they were complicit in it happening and it's being staged. Then we have the fact that the brother of the suspect and his sister were both notifying authorities that they had received a manifesto from their brother saying he was going to do this attack that was received allegedly before it happened. Now we're trying to get a clear timeline on that, but we need to know exactly when that was sent. Why haven't we been told this yet? Even Cole Allen, the suspect in this himself, said security was so lax at this hotel that anyone could have gotten in and walked around. And he was able to make his way all the way to the metal detectors and just run through it and get through with allegedly weapons on him and knives. The other thing that was truly amazing about this was Trump sent out security footage of the suspect running through the secure area, through the metal detectors. And that was out there immediately after this. How was he able to get that so fast? Why would they release that immediately? They weren't looking for someone. They already had the suspect apprehended. And then there's Trump praising the Secret Service and the security officials there, saying what a great job they did. I mean, what? They almost let a gunman get through and shoot at you. And he is thanking these people? It makes no sense. It defies logic. And then the other thing that was really bizarre is Trump was being nice to reporters that evening, even saying thank you to Caitlin Collins for her question. I mean, just an overwhelming amount of correspondents who attended this dinner said they noticed how lax security was. And they were actually shocked that it was so loose compared to previous years. And this is the first time Trump has come to this event as President of the United States. An event where it was all these correspondents and reporters that he goes to battle with day after day, who he says are the enemy of this country. He calls many of them traitors and says they are fake news. And wouldn't this be the perfect place for him to try and do something like this, to put a little fear into them? That's something I could see Trump wanting to do. Couldn't you? Let me know what you think. Make sure to comment, like this video, share it, let everyone know. And if you can, do a paid subscription or a paid membership on YouTube. I'd really appreciate it. And I also have my Venmo link up on my Linktree now. So if you can help contribute anything, give me a donation to help me keep continuing to do this, I'd really appreciate it. Any of those ways works. I truly appreciate all the support from everyone. The truth will prevail in the end, and we're going to keep seeking it. I'll see you back here for the 411.